and welcome to Horrorific Tales. In this show, we celebrate the creations of independent artists and aspiring authors. Please like and subscribe and share these episodes so that we can help our talented friends get as much exposure as possible. We would also appreciate if you could support our artists by following them on their individual platforms and by purchasing their works. Details on how to do so are in the episode description. Today's horrific tale is a published piece submitted to us by the wonderful Nichole. This is a lovely bit of research, something near and dear to me, because of the cannibalism and necrophilia, not just because I'm Navajo. Come join us now as we present to you Skinwalker. The Navajo are a Native American people of the southwestern United States, with significant populations in Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. The Navajo Nation is the second largest federally recognized tribe in the U.S., with the Cherokee Nation being the largest. Until contact with the Pueblo and Spanish peoples, the Navajo were largely hunters and gatherers. They adopted crop farming techniques from the Pueblo, as well as being inclusive of their ideas and variances in the Pueblo culture. Oral history shows a long relationship with the Pueblo people, with long-established trading practices between the groups. In the Navajo culture, there is a creature most fearsome, one that may still be roaming the American Southwest to this very day. In fact, a Utah ranch has a very indicative name in which strange and paranormal occurrences take place on the 512-acre property of Skinwalker Ranch. In 1996, Terry and Gwen Sherman shared their experiences on the property they experienced after the purchase of the land 18 months prior. Chilling experiences of mysterious crop circles, UFOs, disappearance and mutilation of cattle, and objects moving of their own accord. 3 months after sharing their story, Robert Bigelow purchased the property to surveil the ranch and get to the bottom of the paranormal claims. Though his investigation yielded a book titled Hunt for the Skinwalker, the evidence gathered by Bigelow was labeled as inconclusive. In Navajo culture, the Skinwalker is a type of malevolent witch who has the ability to possess, turn into, or disguise themselves as an animal. The legend is not well understood outside the Navajo culture, who have an unspoken but mutually understood code of silence about the creature. Widespread belief and tribal custom warns that talking about evil things is not only bad luck, but somehow calls out to them and makes it all the more likely to come across them. The Navajo culture itself is very heavily protected, with many rituals and practices being shrouded from non-Navajo people, possibly in an attempt to prevent further cultural appropriation and microaggressive racism. Though the culture itself is insulated, according to legend that has been assessed, animals associated with witchcraft usually include the coyote, associated with trickery and deceit, but can include other creatures, usually those associated with death or bad omens. They might also possess living animals or people and walk around in their bodies, taking possession by making direct eye contact. Skinwalker stories told among Navajo children may be complete life and death struggles that end in either Skinwalker or Navajo killing the other, or partial encounter stories that end in a stalemate. Encounter stories may be composed as Navajo victory stories, with the Skinwalkers approaching a hogan and being scared away. In other traditions, similar to the Wendigo and the consumption of human flesh, one becomes a Skinwalker when they perform any act that is considered a deep-seated taboo. Legend says that killing a Skinwalker is almost impossible. A bullet, knife, or spear dipped in white ash may have some effect, but be cautious. Results are not guaranteed. In accounts today, the subreddit r/Skinwalkers is 70,000 people's accounts of Skinwalker accounts from people all over the world today. In a most recent post from November 1st, 2020, the account goes as follows. My husband and I went on our first walk this morning, after moving to the country. It's not the kind of country where your nearest neighbor is miles away, but we are surrounded by trees and empty fields. As we got about 35 feet away from the bridge road by our house, we noticed a creature standing on the bridge, just watching us. It looked like someone dressed in all black, just staring us down from the left side of the bridge. We walked closer and realized it was walking away. No matter how fast or slow we walked, it was always the same distance away from us. When we stopped moving, so would the creature. What seemed to change was the shape it would take. As we walked, we could see it hobbling like a drunk person. If we looked away, it would move to the opposite side of the road and be a completely different shape, like a dog or a small animal. As we walked onto the bridge, the creature was farther ahead by a hill. It began to change shape and had stick-like legs. It would walk, but it would not bend its knees. It was as if it was on stilts. We slowed our pace and began to walk over the hill, still changing shape. We got to the hill, looking ahead to see what shape the creature took, but it was gone. No trace of it in the distance. We can see a few miles ahead at this point. No sign of it being there at all. We believe it was a Skinwalker, and we're glad we never met up with it. So are these accounts easily explainable? The Prevalent History Channel show alludes to the fact that these phenomena may be explained by existence of extraterrestrial life. However, the extensive history and mysticism that surrounds the legend lends credibility to another theory, one that is so fearsome, many of the country's most ancient cultures refuse to divulge to outsiders. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our latest horrific tale. If you want to keep up to date with future episodes, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Please also take a moment to support our contributing artists who very kindly lend their talents to this show. Check out the links in the description as to how you can do this. Until next time, my friends, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.